Hey guys, welcome to Call It Outdoors. It's sunny, it's hot, it's August, and you've probably heard the saying many times. You may release the arrow in the fall, but you kill the deer in the summer. So today, we're doing property management. We have two different properties we're working on. We're here at my mom and dad's today. We're gonna be putting in a staging plot just over here to my right, trying to get the deer to move into that area a little bit sooner, a little bit further before the end of legal shooting light. So whether we're shooting them from here on the field edge or actually hunting over the plot, it gets those deer in daylight moving into bow range. So we're gonna be doing that. Got a lot of work to do. We're gonna jump into that. And then later, we're going back to my small parcel, 14 acres, and we're gonna try to just redirect the deer through to where not only we can get a shot, but we can also recover the deer on the property. When you're hunting small parcels like that, that's one of the things you have to keep in mind, where the deer are gonna run to. So let's get this food plot done. It's gonna be a lot of work, so let's jump into it. Beat the rain. Update, did not beat the rain. So we've got it fertilized. We were in here last week, sprayed everything. Last night, disked it probably 85% of the way. Couldn't beat the storm, unfortunately, but that's fine. We got to disk this fertilizer down. Once that's done, we can plant everything, and if the weather holds up, it's supposed to rain on Tuesday. We get in here tomorrow, disk this fertilizer down, plant it. Shouldn't even need to collie pack it. The rain should do that for us. And I think we should have a heck of a spot. It's secluded back here just enough. It's a little closer to the bedding. Get those deer on this plot earlier. And whether it is, like I said, coming out that way or hunting, at least on the right wind on this end of the plot, I think we can make this happen. I think this fall is gonna be a lot better because of the work we've done in here today. Tractor boss is disking the rest of the food plot. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot left to go. I'll broadcast the seed and we should be good to go. So now here behind me is a fully planted staging plot, and I'm really happy with the results. I'm happy with how thick the seed went on, happy with how it disked up to begin with, and hopefully the deer are gonna be just as happy as I am this fall, moving out here and just coming out a little bit before daylight. So in the next couple of weeks, while this germinates and comes up, hopefully we can have an update. I'm planning on doing a scouting video here fairly soon, again, next couple of weeks, so we can have an update on how well this comes up, but I think this is gonna really do wonders for this area of the farm. Just getting the deer up here a little bit earlier in daylight, and whether it is hunting here like I talked about or out on the field edge, it's going to benefit both, and really it's going to benefit this entire area back here. So now I'm going to get back to my property. I have a little bit to do out there, not nearly as extensive, but let's get to it. So now we make the move back to my little 14-acre parcel at home. And essentially all we're trying to do is maintain an already existing deer trail and try to get them to use it earlier in the season. What I've seen is they'll use it into the rut, through the winter, in the spring, and even early summer. But then it starts to get grown up and they work their way around. And I'm trying to get them to pretty much use that trail as a direct line from the ag fields down to the bedding. So there's 3 or 4 trees across the trail. We're gonna cut those, make a path through, and essentially we're going to mow that deer trail and make it a deer highway. Everything else around is gonna be 1 foot, 2 foot high with ferns and briars and all kinds of stuff. That's going to be a well-maintained trail. And we've seen it so many times. Deer are like us. They'll see that easy to walk path and they'll go there every time. So we gotta run the chainsaw, we gotta get the logs moved, we gotta run the mower back there and try to get the deer to use that routinely, not just later in the year when we can hunt, but at the beginning of the season. This first main path, the mature bucks don't want much to do with that. That leads right back out into my yard. So that one is partially for me to get there. Younger deer, does, they love it. They come out here all the time. So it's good to have done. Good to have everything cut short where they can navigate it and talk about it all the time. Deer are very much like us. Are they gonna walk, over that? Are they gonna walk through that? Or are they gonna walk on the highway? Now the real story is back on this end. Now, I've got them connecting the two kind of paths, but that's really, again, only for my sake. Really what this is the easiest way for bucks to get from neighboring property up on the ag down to this end, down in the bedding, rather than wrapping all the way around. There's a road up here that the club put in. What we have instead, it's a really easy to walk path that cuts from the top corner, right where they come into the woods, straight down into the bedding. So that's the entire idea. And you can see what cutting this out actually did. It really opened it up. It was getting to the point where, they'd maybe take that roundabout route instead, but now nice clean walkway all the way up. Oh, hi. So I thought I'd bring you up here to show you how this sets up. The neighbors are mowing grass, small parcel problems. Unfortunately, that's louder than I'd like it to be, but you can see right in here is my main shooting lane. Probably 22, 23 yard shot right down there to the trail. And I've got another lane over there for anything coming down, quartering away 30 yards. That would be a, secondary shot if they get through that first opening. But back here behind me is the other road that they work around. That's grown up. Our highway is beautifully maintained. Up here, if I make the shot in this area, they're not going to run up this hill and through all this. They're going to go down the hill. We're only, I'd say, 10 yards from the line behind me, but sitting up here, directing the deer down this direction, this is how we get not only a shot opportunity and a good ethical shot opportunity, but also deer that are going to end up dying on the property with a well-placed shot. So the final step of all this is monitoring, and I've had the trail cams out. Been seeing a couple of bucks hitting the mock scrape on the trail that we cut. Good to see them using that into August already. So that's the kind of thing that we're looking for. But on top of that, with small parcels, the way that deer tend to use them is sort of sporadically. So deer's home range is simply bigger than 14 acres. So what we're gonna have are days when deer are using the property, 3-4 days kind of moving, passing through, and then they'll move on. And the key to hunting them effectively and efficiently is going to be cell cams. So we're gonna hang a couple. We're going down to what I call Shamrock's bedroom. That's where my 180 lived. After I shot him in that area, I went in there, it was rubbed up all over the place. I want a cell cam in there, and I just want one pretty much over on the mock scrape where we cut, just to see when they're using that, when they're moving through. And that will be pretty much everything that we need for a successful hunt here this fall.
Right on time, just what the doctor ordered. Staging plot is gonna love that.